Hey there, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. It's Maggie from Indirected. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. I'm sorry about the glitchiness, but that's Mercury retrograde. There's nothing I can do about it. So we're going to focus on the cards today. We're going to cover March 1st through the 19th or the 18th, which is the midpoint of the Pisces season. And so for you, that is happening in your 5th house. That's not right. 6th house. Here we go. 6th house. 6th house of balance, of work and life, balance of health routines, your day-to-day routines and how things are going for you, and so how you should be managing things. So let's go ahead and focus down and we'll take a look at what's going on. I'm sorry for the pauses. There was a couple cards that flew out and I wasn't sure which way they were supposed to go. So let's start out here. This is thoughts, feelings. This is past, present, future, thoughts, feelings, actions, the key to the situation here. And the key to the situation here is the Ace of Swords. And so this is you using your superpower of your intellect to figure out where it is that you're going and what it is you're supposed to be doing here. Okay. All right. So looks like in the recent past you've been struggling with a situation, indecision, trying to figure out something about a partnership, something that you thought was going to bring stability and emotional satisfaction with that Four of Wands. That's building something stable. It could be an actual relationship. It could be a work situation. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. Oh, all right. So the overall energy for you, okay, this feels very romantic because at the top of the deck here, we're using the Viceversa tarot here. At the top of the deck here, we have this Ace of Cups, and then at the bottom, we have the Five of Pentacles, which is like the overall energy is feeling left out in the cold and not in the relationship that you want, especially since we have this Four of Wands here in the arena of, in the heart space of what it is that you've been anxious and worried about. And this Two of Swords is this this trying to find the balance in the middle of these very stormy waters. That's very storminess, trying to figure out what my next best move is. How should I handle it? What should I do? And then apparently you put down one of those swords, because now we have the Ace of Swords here in the key position, which is about the truth of the matter and figuring out where it is that you're going and seeking your higher self, what elevates you with that crown there. Because on the back side, we have Spirit bringing in the message and the guidances, and this is you going, no, I know what it is I want. And so it's you figuring it out. I think you went from trying to figure it out to having figured it out. And in the heart space moving forward, we have the beautiful healing energy of the Star. And this is also this pouring hope over a situation. And so that part looks really, really lovely. In the recent past, you were looking for a soulmate. See him? This is the Six of Cups. And he's out there and he's looking for that to come in. And so you were like, where's my soulmate? Is this my soulmate? I thought I was in a soulmate relationship. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. It feels very much like a love relationship reading that we have going on here, even though this is supposed to be work-life balance. So a lot of times with Libra, it's about feeling emotionally satisfied on all the levels. I think that when your romantic situation gets out of focus, gets uncomfortable, sometimes you dive in deep and you work really hard, or sometimes you become listless and don't do anything. It can go either way, right? And so, but I don't see any of that energy here of feeling sorry for yourself and wallowing, which is really nice. What I see here is you were seeking, trying to find some answers, wasn't really sure where it was coming from. And the problem is that in the area of obstacles, it's felt like a real battle. We have the Five of Wands, and we don't have this Five of Wands, which is a big emotional battle where harsh words are spoken and emotions spill out. No, this is like, I got a lot on my plate. I have a lot to do. Maybe I don't have time to work on a relationship. Maybe I'm busy with all these other things at work, but I'd like to have a relationship come in. So how do I do this? And so you have two aces here. Well, actually three if you count this one. You have this. This is the way you find the transformation is through this Ace of Pentacles. But this Ace of Pentacles is very much the Ace of Pentacles of being focusing on what you want out in the community. This one is about focusing on what you want within yourself, but this is what do you want your life to look like out there. So how do you want people to view you? Part of what's going to get you to where you want to go is focusing on your reputation, your keeping things in balance at work, you know, putting yourself out there in a very balanced way, but being very focused on what it is that's important to you. This is you deciding to take action and focusing on, you know, we have the crown here, which is you feeling very sovereign within yourself, self-value, self-esteem, self-worth. And what is it that you value, showing that off to the world and saying, this is what's important. In the area of actions, we have the Knight of Cups, but it's not this Knight of Cups. This is the Knight of Cups that's out like ready to offer, here I'm giving away my love. This is the Knight of Cups that says, I am keeping my cup of love until I find the right person. And I will be fine and being willing to move forward and keep going forward and protecting themselves. So down here there's a crab, and up here we actually have what looks like the Orion's belt. Yeah, that looks like Orion's belt up there. And so this is you being armored up and making decisions for yourself. This is a very self-protective energy, and we finish with this very self-protective energy here of the Four of Pentacles. And so I think that as you look to the future with this Page of Wands, as you step out into the future, there's a scorched earth thing. See how like he's out in the desert, but there's new growth on that wand and he's focused on it. And so I think this is you deciding that this worrying about partnerships so much isn't exactly getting you where you want to go. And so maybe focusing more on your work and where you're going and how you're perceived out in the world. And right now, not necessarily being unwilling to offer your cup of love, but being more discerning about who it is, being more protective of yourself and where it is you're going, because there's this sense of loneliness here. But it's not, this one is like, oh my gosh, you know, I really messed up. I have all this stuff. And look, I'm still miserable. But this is feeling left out in the cold. But there is opportunity here. And so he's throwing the dice when you could just go inside. And so I think this is you deciding where it is that's inside, and can you take care of yourself, and are you playing around here, or are you serious about getting the rest of your life in balance, right? Sixth house. Are you taking care of yourself physically? Are you getting enough rest? Are you getting enough exercise? Are you eating properly? Are you balancing, you know, the energy and the thoughts that you put into creative new projects? Because this is definitely a creative new project when we have this Page of Wands here. And so it's like focusing on the Page of Wands. Lots of opportunity for new beginning here. Ace, 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 page. So lots of ability to move things forward, and in your heart space, allowing the healing to happen, allowing yourself to maintain the hope in your heart space, but at the same time being a little more protective of who you are. And we have bask in joy and light, but it's the summer card. And so I feel like, you know, taking care of yourself now, taking care of business now, and understanding that summer's coming, right? Summer's coming either in the terms of the actual seasons or in the season of your life, the part where everything's fun and easy. But right now it's not here yet. So start basking in your inner light, taking care of yourself and getting ready. This is new beginnings here. This is keeping your emotions under control and waiting for the right person instead of just throwing that around everywhere that you go. And look at this, you have manifestation and abundance that came out. And so this is definitely about focusing more on work and a little bit less on matters of the heart right now. It says be honest and clear about what you want to manifest in your life. Now write it down on paper. That is the manifestation step number 1. Write it down on paper. And then we have abundance. Prepare yourself for incoming abundance. Release any mental blocks you may have in. There is enough abundance for everyone, right? Just because somebody has been successful doesn't mean you can't be successful. Consider yourself at an Oprah Winfrey show where she's giving, you get a new car, and you get a new car, and everybody gets a new car, right? Everybody wins. There is enough for everybody to have something. So why not you? And the only thing that might be holding you back would be maybe lack of focus on what it is you're trying to create. Lack of focus on what you look like in the business world to other people. So putting your efforts into that for right now. And so we have here diving into new depths. There is a deeper meaning to what is happening. You might be looking at this from the surface and missing what is really going on. Take a moment to pause and breathe. Allow yourself to dive deeper into what you are feeling about your current situation. Take a moment to pause and breathe. Don't be so willing to throw and splash your emotional waters around. Instead, take a moment to dive a little deeper and think about what it is you really want. What do you really want? What's of value to you? How do you want to present yourself? What is this creative new project that you're thinking about moving forward? Allowing the healing and the hope to happen. And being a little more protective, I think. Being a little more protective is not a bad thing. Being too protective is, I'm not a big fan of that, but sometimes, you know, you need to take a step back and create that solid foundation. And look at this, have some fun, because you have the peach. It says, inhale a breath of life. I also want to say meditation, but I'm actually burning a peach candle right now because I needed to have a little more clarity of thought, and citrus will bring that out. And so, you know, inhale a breath of life. Allow yourself to have these new beginnings, to have this new opportunity, to not be in this negative 5 of Pentacles energy. Okay, Libra? So actually, this looks like an interesting couple of weeks for you to assess what it is you want. Write it down, right? Manifestation, write it down so you can start heading in that direction. All right? I will see you back here in 2 weeks. Mercury will be going direct shortly after that. And so, or before that, it goes direct on the 9th. And so maybe these videos won't be so choppy. All right, you take care of yourselves and we'll talk soon.